Hey, good morning guys, it's Matt from the Hickory Grove here, and I've got something pretty cool to show you guys. It's a great trail snack, and it's also a wild edible that you can bring home and put on your table or in your fridge and add to your menu at home. What I'm talking about is the oyster. Oysters are growing great right now. And here is the ones that I just came across. It's a nice little flush of them. And then you see some older ones up there that have been burned up from the sun and kind of gone away and torn apart by the rain. But these right here is a good little set of oysters. We'll take one off and give you a look. So the oyster family is quite big, and there's different versions throughout different times of the year, but you can find oysters pretty much all year long in different forms. Now right now you have the pearl oyster, which is what we have right here. It's very white, and that's why they call it a pearl. It's got that pearl color, and it's very smooth. But oysters always generally look the same. So they're going to come off the tree, usually a decaying tree, more than likely. It's in the process of dying. And they'll be set just like this in clumps, as you see here. And when you look underneath, the gill pattern is very tight, and it comes right to the stem, and it stops midway onto the stalk there, right there where my thumb is hitting. And your gills will stop there, where they all meet at that central point. But they fan all the way to the tips of that mushroom. So if you look, the gill pattern runs all the way to the edge. Okay, pretty simple look to them. Very smooth top, almost shiny looking, glossy. And they always look like floppy wet. So that's a good way to tell. And they will usually be filled with bugs, as you can tell. There's a couple of them crawling around right there, which is no big deal. So if you see them filled with bugs, that doesn't mean that you've found a junk patch. It's just a common factor when finding these. So one cool thing to keep in mind with oysters is they're extremely edible and extremely good for you. And they taste good, especially when made properly. So if you are interested in this kind of food, go out and harvest it, see if you can't find it, and bring it home. Key to it is, though, folks, is you want to ensure that you're checking at least 3 different sources when it comes to identifying these mushrooms. One wrong mushroom ID can land you in some serious trouble as far as your health goes, even as far as death in some cases. So please be careful. But the oyster is primarily an easier one to start learning about. So I encourage you guys to try it. If you do find one and you're not sure, send me a picture or message, and then I'll try and walk you through it, and we'll get it figured out together. But when you do find them and you get them home, make sure you put them in a little bit of water. I use salt water. It pulls out the bugs pretty well. And then you just prepare them however you want. I usually just throw them in a meal with sauteed butter and whatever I'm having. So they're very good. A good filler mushroom to have, especially if you're out camping as well, or hiking, backpacking. It's just a good mushroom to know. Yeah. But yeah, so that's the oyster mushroom, the pearl, and it's very good. I'll probably come back up this afternoon and grab a good healthy bunch of these and maybe add it to the meal I'm going to make tonight. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Other than that, have a good rest of your week and be nice to each other. I'll talk to you later.